Namaste, Nityanandam. So, as I promised, I'm going to share about and answer questions regarding the false news about Swamiji on the internet. So, today's topic is the scandal video. So, I'll share a few facts. First of all, the video is morphed, and 16th March 2012, four independent US based forensic experts who are employed by FBI reported that they submitted their report to the CID. CID is Central Bureau of Investigation, is an investigation at the state level. It's a state level police investigation department. So their report was submitted to CID, and all of them reported the video was morphed. So I'll just quote a statement from Edward Joe, one of the forensic experts. And by the way, the original video of Edward Joe, I'll share it as a link in the descriptions. If I don't, please comment me, just in case I forget. So Edward Joe said, the video is not genuine and authentic. It is not representation of facts and events as they occurred. Furthermore, the video appears to be lead and not a composite video. What does it mean? Furthermore, the video appears to be layered. It means there are multiple layers applied on the video. It is not a single piece video. Why would you apply layers over a video when you are doing video editing and morphing? Otherwise, you wouldn't. Furthermore, the video appears to be layered and not a composite video. As a video forensic expert, I recommend that this video be excluded from any factual relevance to the events that appear to be happening. So his testimonial video is youtube.com/watch V equal to 8ITSOAJWILW. Anyhow, I'll share the link. Other experts were David Notoviz, Joe Yonowitz, Brian Newmister. They also had the similar conclusions. I'll share the video links of everybody. Furthermore, on 3rd September 2013, the Broadcast Content Complaint Council (BCCC) BNCCC directed channels like Star Vijaya to apologize to our sannyasis for telecast of their program showing the morphed video. So that was because a petition was filed with the High Court of Karnataka, and they put a scrolling apology for every 2 hours on their channel for 7 days starting September 9. And after this judgment, at least the channels got scared of putting it on the TV, but they didn't stop putting it online, which should be taken care of soon. But they basically did not publish it anymore on the TV channels because they were afraid of BCCC. And the judgment copy I'll give you as a link. Okay, the original news and the link, and also the original forensic reports copy I will give you. Right. Next, the Sun TV COO, Chief Operations Officer, he confessed in the as a testimony which was taken in a written affidavit to the court. He confessed that Sun TV made that morph video for extortion purpose. So this is dated December 18, 2012, and there is a news article reference and a video reference. If you understand, I think he's talking in Kannada. Yeah, it's in Kannada or Tamil. I am not very sure. So you can watch that video if you know that language, and you can be 100% sure of it if you have any doubt. Right. And I'll share some examples of video morphing. You can just check them out. There's a video on Action Movie Kid. It's a father who works in Hollywood making cool videos for his son. See, the point of why I'm sharing this video is that it is not a big deal to make morphed videos. Someone is doing it just as a hobby for his son. Neither am I saying that it is very, I'm looking down at the profession. No, it's a really awesome job. But I'm saying it is not a big deal. It's not a elitist technology. It's a readily available thing which you can do with your basic softwares, which are available readily in the internet nowadays. Right. And see, one more thing I just wanted to share with the viewers. See, Sun TV's COO is coming and telling in the camera that okay, it is we who morphed the video, and Aarti Rao claimed that it is her who shot the video. Okay, means originally she said no, the video is real, I shot it. And later in the court, I think in year 2000, I think 16, or no, I think end of I think December 2015, around that period, Aarti Rao changes her statement in the Supreme Court and says that no, I'd never made the video, and I was never raped, and it's just that I feel I was raped, or something like that. Basically, um, God only knows what she's saying. I'll maybe I can refer to the publicly available documents on the legal documents, and I can share it in the next video. And you guys can check it all. We have most of the things are we have shared it in the public domain. You can check the original legal judgments and everything. That is perfectly fine. And you should be reading the original statement of the people, what they say in the court. What they say in the TV shows, news TV shows is one thing, and what they say in the court is another thing. Whether you believe what they say in the court or whether you believe what they say in the news, one point is clear: they are liars. If they are not lying, why do they have two statements? And how can you trust a liar? I'm mostly wondering those people who fall for this trap. See, especially this Sun TV. Sun TV are the guys who have their hands on this 2 trillion rupees 2G scam. And you guys are falling scamsters. What life do you expect? What clarity of life do you expect you will have? See, for example, when we intake any information, the context should be expansion, that something is added to me. Now, if you are going to listen to the words of people who have their hands in the 2G spectrum scam and the worst criminals, what do you expect? What result will you get? You are being manipulated by criminals. Rupees 700 crore worth of assets of Sun TV were frozen by the enforcement director for their hands in 2G spectrum scam. Now it is up to you to have some common sense before making any decision. And furthermore, this Aarti Rao got fined $500,000 in the US courts for false public statements. It's just that in other countries the legal process is very fast and we get out judgments very, very fast. And yeah, one more thing I wanted to share with you guys, if I can find the exact thing. There was one guy, there was a report in 2013. 1216 out of 559 rape cases reported and tried in Delhi were found to be false. That is 78% of the rape cases filed were false. I don't know how true it is. I'll just share you the link. It is an article from DNA India. What it is saying, 78% of the rape cases filed are fake. So what are they? They are extortion rackets run by some woman who threatened men to pay her or face a false rape complaint. I don't think so. I don't know about the authenticity of this data. Maybe if anybody has any alternative perspective on this, they can share. Is it a manipulation of numbers? Because I'm shocked. 1216 out of 1559 cases were false. False rape case. 78% of the rape cases were false. What basis do you have to claim? Means when you know that 70, let's even give a leeway, let's say 50% or 60% of them are false. When you know such a high number of them are false, what audacity and what confidence level you have to claim that when somebody has put a rape case that is definitely true? I won't have, frankly, if you ask me, I will not have that clarity and confidence. And if you have that clarity and confidence, go and give a testimony in the courts. Aarti Rao, she herself is saying, no, I was not raped, what to do? And she herself is getting fined $500,000 in Ohio court. She herself is not saying that she is raped. Or how can you guys say she is raped? You will first have to convince her that yes, no, you were raped. And it's a funny thing, Natesha Swami, one of the sannyasis, was sharing. He was telling, because he remembers this very distinctly, that the date when she filed in her affidavit, in her complaint, when she was raped, as she mentioned it, one, she was in US. Another, Swamiji was in Tirunamalai for a program. And third, the location where she mentions that she was raped was Bangalore. How is that possible? Such kind of things they are doing, and they are, and understand, why wouldn't somebody just marry if they have any kind of that feeling? Use some common sense. You're a complete, mentally retarded people will only believe this kind of a stuff, this stupid thing which the media is feeding. And in fact, if I don't know if I can tell you exactly, you have never seen any of these apologies coming there. Now I'll make it a point to show all the apologies by these TV channels, whether it be on a newspaper or the channel or a written affidavit, everything, all the apology letters I'll be showing you guys constantly, because when they are defaming, they do a 36,000 hour defamation videos. They'll just go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, repeat the same thing, same thing, same thing. But when they have to apologize, when they get a court notice, they're like, okay, fine. They'll schedule it in the most odd hours of the day, and so that people don't notice. They have a face to save. They can hide the face, and somehow, have you seen those when the police, they raid a place, a brothel, and then people come out. They'll cover their face with a packet, and then slowly, and then quietly they'll walk so that nobody notices them. It's the exact same attitude they have when they are told to apologize. I don't know what kind of people are they, and it's not even funny. So I'll be coming back with more and more. I have tons of stories about these guys, and so for now, this video, this is what it is. So thank you for tuning in. For now, thank you for watching. Nityanandan.